Hello, I'm Dr. Angie. I'm a holistic veterinarian and I am here to answer your questions. We went live last week and I still need to post it. So if your question was answered last week, I will post it today. I usually go live about 2 hours ago, but I'm about 2 hours behind in my day. So I don't know if I'm giving enough people or giving enough time for people to get on, but I have some questions that I promised I would answer. So I'm going to get straight to that as people come in. If you are watching the replay and you have a question for me, you can leave me a comment below and I will answer it next week. But Nancy asks, hey Electra, Nancy asks, is a raw diet the best for my dog? What an interesting question. Probably, but I don't know your dog. I love to know more about your dog. I really do like raw diets. I think, they're minimally processed. Hey, the K9 Collective. I think they're minimally processed and I think they support a better gut microbiome. But they don't work for all dogs, and I don't know what else is going on with your dog. I would say for the average healthy dog, absolutely. And it also depends on what kind of raw diet. I want the raw diet to be balanced, and I want there to be a kill step in there. While dogs and cats do really well with all the pathogenic bacteria on raw meat, we don't, and so I don't really want it in your house. There are a lot of great kill steps in the industry that will get rid of the salmonella and the E. coli, but maintain all the nutritious benefits of raw food. So I would say, yes, I'm a fan of raw feeding. Now, not everyone can afford to feed raw, and it's completely okay to feed some raw and some kibble or some home cooked, whatever combination you need to do. Like if I had 3 big dogs, there's no way I could afford to feed them an exclusively raw diet all month long. So it's okay to just choose some meals that are raw, and it's okay to top kibble with raw diets. I really like freeze-dried raw too. It's convenient, especially if you need to travel, but usually it's a little bit more expensive than the frozen counterpart. Basically, you're just paying for the technology that sucked out all the water of a regular raw diet. Okay, Bobble the Adventure Cat asked, is quercetin okay for cats? Yes, quercetin is a bioflavonoid that helps reduce inflammation. We often call it nature's Benadryl. I've started using it more in cats with asthma. Cats don't tend to have the same type of allergies that dogs do. So dogs tend to be a little bit more allergic, environmental allergies, food allergies than cats, but cats definitely can get it too. And so I really do like using quercetin for kitties as well. And then Jean I did a course on an integrative approach to preventing fleas and ticks and intestinal parasites. She has a follow-up question for that. Jean is moving her kitty off of Revolution Plus and is wanting to start on Frontline Plus and HeartGard for cats. My guess, is she's trying to get away from a certain class of anti-parasitic agents. Hello. HeartGard for cats has been discontinued by BI. This is true. I just learned of this. What would you recommend as a replacement for HeartGard? So I looked into where HeartGard for cats went, and heartworm prevention for cats is interesting. Because a lot of cats can actually, they're not as susceptible to heartworm infections, and then when they do get them, they tend to clear them more often. Now, cats certainly can die of heartworm infection, but we just don't see it as often. So I guess how we do heartworm prevention sometimes feels a little controversial, especially if you have an inside cat, and it really just depends on where you live. Here in Boulder County in the Front Range in Colorado, we don't see a lot of heartworm cases anyways, because I don't think you can, like, in this little bubble I live in, I think dogs that became positive somewhere else and then came here. So I don't prevent heartworm disease in my own cats, and a lot of veterinarians would not agree with that. But if I were to do it, I usually use ivermectin, and there's a chewable ivermectin called HeartGard, and now they discontinued HeartGard, which is telling that it just probably wasn't used. There probably wasn't a lot of use of just one single prevention. Cats that are usually outside need prevention. Usually they're hunting, so they're getting tapeworms, so they need kind of like a broader spectrum, and I'm guessing they just couldn't sell enough and veterinarians weren't prescribing it enough. So they switched to a different product called CenterGuard, which has something, it's a spot on, like, so it's topical, and it helps prevent tapeworms. But if you didn't want to use a topical, and I work for a lot of people that don't, and you still wanted something oral and you wanted to prevent heartworm prevention, let's say you wanted to prevent heartworms. If you have a cat that goes outside and you're like, let's say you live in Florida or someplace where it's more than just Florida. Heartworm disease is pretty prevalent throughout the US. I think I'm just lucky enough to live pretty high up. Interceptor would be another oral option you have. It's milbemycin, which is actually pretty safe. I always like using ivermectin because it's so safe, and milbemycin is very safe too. So if you wanted to prevent that, you could use milbemycin. Okay, let's see. Did I get through the questions? Okay, I've lost my sheet. Yes, I think I got through all the questions that I needed to do today. So if you guys have any questions about your dog or cat, leave them here and we can go over them. If you want to have some time with me where we can go over your dog or cat's records and make a plan, you can go to my website, BoulderHolisticVet.com, and you can get a time on my calendar. You go to video consultations, or you can meet me here on Wednesdays and we can talk about your pet. Feel free to email me. I'll leave my email address here. Feel free to email me with records and we can get on here and discuss. I can tell you what I would do. Let's see. And I have a consult in 15 minutes. So I only have 15 more minutes. Sometimes it's hard with Instagrams. It takes a while for people to get on. So by the time I'm getting on and going and people are coming, I need to go to my next thing. Okay. Okay, so I put that on here. If you are watching the replay and you want to leave me a question, put it in the comment and I will answer it next week. Next week's time might be a little bit different because it's a day before the holiday, so my schedule looks a little bit different, but I will definitely make it on here at some point. And I will talk to you all soon. Bye.